Alright, so I'm filming this on my phone. That's for a couple different reasons. It's actually a little bit easier to upload a video sometimes from my phone than it is from my other camera. It's a little bit, it still takes a long time, but it's a little bit easier. So I've got one video that I filmed 2 days ago that I've got to edit that's on my other camera. And then I also have found an older video from probably 3 or 4 months ago that where I'm working on the CJ5 that I just never posted. I'm changing the valve cover gasket and stuff. I'm going to have to make sure that I didn't post it or part of it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. So I'm going to try to get it edited in the next couple days, get it posted, and then of course this video. You'll probably see this video first because it's, like I say, a little bit easier to upload. But anyway, the most recent video that I filmed a couple days ago, it goes into a lot of detail about other stuff I've done. So I'm not going to really go into all that. I might show some of it, but it's not going to be like the same level of detail the other video is. This is just basically I wanted to film a video. The weather's somewhat nice. It's overcast. It's probably going to rain here in a minute, so I'm not dying from a heat stroke. I thought, you know what, I'll light a cigar, get the camera out, get to film and talk to the people. It's nice, it's pleasant, I enjoy it. Alright, so I've done a lot of work to the CJ5. I've done a lot of work, me and my brother, to Jubal as well. So there's actually momentum forward in a direction that we want to go. Alright, I know a lot of y'all that's been watching this channel, one of your complaints is that I don't seem to get stuff done. And that's fair. It aggravates me too. I've gotten more work done on the CJ5 than I have Jubal. The CJ5 is essentially where I want it to be, minus a couple little things here and there, none of which prevent me from driving it. The only major thing left, really mechanically, I want to do to it is change the timing chain, which I have all those parts, and I talked about that in the other video that I just referenced. So, I am making momentum. Not all of it is on camera. Not all of it do y'all get to know about in a timely manner. So I just want you to know I am working on stuff, whether I'm filming it or not. It is happening. Jubal is in the last stretch. I mean, like I go into detail. I'm just going to keep saying I go into more detail in the other video, so I don't want to go over it again. But you'll see in that video we're a lot closer than where we were before. Now, bad trait that the regular traveler has is that he's always wanting more. I want more. All right, I'm greedy when it comes to Willys. I think we all know that. And my thing is now, is as soon as Jubal's done, I really want to go ahead and put that F-head in the two-wheel drive Willys. And I think that's the one I'm going to go with because, here, let me show you real quick. The reason that I want to put the F-head in the Jeep, and I know I've went back and forth about that 100 times, but the reason why I want to do that is because it's a lot faster. It'd make it a lot easier to go ahead and get this Jeep operational if I go ahead and put the F-head in it, because the transmission's already in this Jeep. I can just go ahead and basically plug and play, and it's operational. And then you can focus on the brakes and all that stuff that needs to be done regardless. No matter what engine's in it, we can do that. That's kind of my intention. I want to put a clear coat over this or some kind of something to scuff off some of this rust that's forming on it. A lot of it was already there when I got it, but it's getting a little worse sitting out here. Put a clear coat on it, protect it, because I want to keep this patina that's on it. But put that F-head in here because it would go in. It's the same clutch. It'll mount right up to this T90 that's already in here. That F-head's a little bit stronger than the L-head. And I really want to save the L-head for a CJ2A, which brings us to the other thing. If any of y'all watching this right now have a decent CJ2A body, a CJ3A body, an MB body, a M38, or basically any of the flat fender Jeep bodies, if any of y'all have one of those in good condition, and you want to sell it, let the Red Clay Traveler know. You can write me in the comments. You can send me an email at redclaytraveler@yahoo.com and let me know, because I'm on the look for a good body or just a whole Jeep itself. Because I have the drivetrain. I have all the components to build a flat fender Jeep. I just don't have a body. I've got the drivetrain. I've got a good frame sitting over here behind the shop. Sorry. I've got most of those components. I've got engines. I've got transmissions. I've got the axles. I've got the steering assembly. I've got all of it. I just don't have a good body. I sold the good body I had to a guy in Vermont. All right, and that's been a while ago. So you really want to enjoy a flat fender Jeep. I've never actually gotten to ride in one that I owned. I grew up riding around in my brother's GPW, but I'd like to have my own 2A or 3A. I'm real partial to all the flat fenders. I like the 3Bs. Some people don't like them. I really like them. I think they're unique, and in a lot of ways, they're the best of the flat fenders in terms of drivability. But I just want a flat fender Jeep. So if you have one sitting around in your barn and it's not just rust particles holding hands or something, let me know. I'd be interested in it. If we could work something out, then I'd be interested. So let me know in the comments. But anyway, if I can find a good body, I've got everything else I need, so I can just build it on the frame that I already have. I'm completely open to that. I think it'd be a lot of good content. This is all after Jubal's finished, by the way, and after I put the F-head in this truck. And I know it sounds like a lofty old amount that I'm promising, and I know I've promised stuff in the past that didn't always get it done or fulfilled or whatever. But as soon as Jubal's done, this truck's been sitting here, 2 years? It's a lot simpler to put an engine in this truck than to swap an engine into it. I do have another Dauntless that y'all have actually never seen. You've heard me reference it a couple times. I was originally going to put it in this truck, and I still very well might do that in the future. But for right now, I want this truck mobile where it'll move around, or potentially to sell it if I wanted to. Everything's better if it can move itself. So I think the F-head would be the best one for that, because I want to keep the L-head to go into a 2A or a 3A, and it fits into those better than the F-head does. You don't have to cut the hood. So, and this truck I don't want to sell at all, but, I'm more open to selling it than I have been in the past, even though I've tried to sell it before. I'm not going to give it away. This is an extremely rare truck. You don't see them on every corner. I've only ever seen 2 other ones, and neither one of them were in this kind of condition. So we're not, if it's sold, if I ever sell it, it's going to be for a pretty amount. It's not going to be just the run-of-the-mill price for a rusted-out Jeep, because this one's not just a random rusted-out Jeep. And if you've been looking at any Willys trucks lately, the prices have rebounded incredibly well. Because there for a while, you could get a pretty nice Willys for a reasonable amount. Now they're back to what they were when I was selling them all the time, which is they're pretty high for a really not above average truck, which I don't have a problem with. It's good to have a market for these classic vehicles. I'm happy with that. I'd be happy with them if they were $500 a pop too all the time. I'd be happy that way. I'm just glad that there's demand for the Willys trucks. That makes it better for me when I start buying and selling them again, because I'm willing to go the distance to go get the trucks. I don't buy them for 15 grand over here and then put some tires on it and try to resell it for 28, which is a lot of what's going on right now on Marketplace. But if you want deals on Willys trucks, you're going to have to drive the distance. And that goes for most anything, honestly. If you want high quality bodies and a more reasonable price, you're going to have to go farther west than you probably already are. If you're out west, then you're already in the gold mine, and they're really not even that expensive out there, and they're in dramatically better condition. So y'all got the best of all of it. You don't have to go far, and they're reasonably priced, which is nice. This truck came from Oklahoma, as most of you already know. That's why it's got virtually no rust in it. This truck is very nice. Very nice. The hood's wadded up a little bit. Somebody sat something on the hood. But the rust in this truck is isolated to the passenger floor. And there's a couple holes in the bed, most of which are puncture wounds. So overall, the truck is in remarkably good shape. I can go walk around in the bed of this truck, which I've seen an awful lot of Willys trucks that you couldn't get up into the bed of it without falling through and cutting yourself to pieces. This truck right here, with its holes in the bed, is still intact enough for me to stand down. And I'm fat, if y'all haven't noticed. So these holes in the floor don't bother me. I'll just patch these. Put a new tank under it. All that. I need to put this door handle up. These door handles are extremely expensive. And this one's sitting out here. I didn't realize it was laying out in the rain. The leaf springs are good on this truck too, which is rather unusual. Most of them have severe rust issues. There's also a hell of a wasp nest in there. Anyway, I don't know if y'all have red wasp out west, or maybe where you're at, where you're watching. They're quite prevalent across the south here, and they don't really hurt that bad when they sting you, but they gun for you real bad, and they're just kind of a nuisance. And they're always somewhere in a door jamb or under a fender or something that you're not really expecting it. So, anyway, I want to get this truck where it can drive under its own power. I'd like to see what a stock Willys does with the F-head in it. I've never gotten to actually drive a truck with an F-head in it. So I think that'd be neat. Plus, I think it'd be a good series of videos, and it'd be fairly quick to get it in there. Because really, right now, the F-head's already had most of the work done to it. I'd have to hook up some oil lines on it. I'd have to order a clutch, clean out the bell housing over here, put the clutch in it, put a few wires hooked up, and it's running. So that's my plans right now for this truck. The F-head, too many engines to. The Dauntless that I have in the other building, I really don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to sell it, I don't think. I'll probably hoard it, and I'm tempted to put it in a CJ2A, because the old timers I've talked to that drove a 2A or a 3A with a Dauntless in it said it was the most fun you could have with pants on, is how some of them worded it. And I could see that. So the Dauntless, it didn't eat anything, so I think it'll just be around in the shadows. And it might end up in this truck, like I say, it very well might. It really kind of depends on how much I like Jubal with the Dauntless in it, which I think I'm going to like a lot. But I'm holding out, I'm not getting too optimistic. I might be disappointed with how it performs with the gear ratio it has, but I don't know. But I think that's a good future to strive for. So you get the Jubal done, you get the CJ5 basically where it's at, which here it is, by the way. And this roll cage right here, not roll cage, but the luggage rack here is talked about in that other video as well. So, but it's on there. I might paint this Jeep at some point in the future. And by paint, I mean like rattle can it one solid color instead of different colors of orange on the hood. But we're not worried about that right now. We're just worried about enjoying the Jeep. And part of enjoying the Jeep is changing its timing chain so that we don't have to worry about it. I've got a double roller. It was made in Australia, so you know it's good. And I've got the gaskets. It's just been raining a lot, and I really don't want to tear into this and not get it all done right away. So I'm going to wait for a nice dry weekend where if I do get interrupted, the front of the engine's not exposed to moisture and all that. But yeah, that's basically what the Wrigley Traveler's been up to. Like I say, all this is expanded upon in other video. The other video I'm going to post is an older video. But I enjoy it. I think it's pretty good. Here's a chicken that showed up, also referenced in the other video. Her name is Susie, and she just kind of took up residence here. So, and then also, I talked about this in another video, but I don't think I ever actually posted it. This truck right here beside you, I've got to order some parts for it. I think I did discuss this a few videos back, the OBS Chevy and Willys or something I call it. I got to order some brake parts because I'm changing its rear axle to one that's not screaming like a banshee. So I've got to order several $100s worth of brake parts, drums, and all this kind of stuff. So this truck I'm hoping to have operational. I mean, I can drive it right now, but I just don't want to get stranded on the side of the road. So this truck right here, I really like this truck. And once the axle's changed, I'll fix that rocker panel over there. And then this is a good truck. It's got low miles on it. It's a manual, 4-wheel drive, regular cab, short bed. It's got a lot going for it. I like this truck. So this truck will be more of my daily driver because I'm probably going to end up selling my newer truck, my GMC. I'm going to sell it hopefully sometime in the next month or so. I got to get it detailed and cleaned and everything because it's always covered in mud and dirt. So get it detailed, maybe see if they can't clean out some of the cigar smoke and stuff out of the cab, and then put it up for sale and sell it while it's still worth something, while it's still got low miles on it. Go ahead and sell it, pay off some bills and stuff like that. And then so I'll be driving this truck, the Jeep, and my other Chevrolet that y'all have seen in other videos, and ultimately Jubal. So that's the plan. This truck has a known problem with the transmission. It's already let me down once. Its warranty's about to give up here in another 6 months or so, and when that warranty's gone and the transmission fails again due to a torque converter design, that's like 8 or 10 grand to fix that transmission when that happens again. And I'm not paying 8 or 10 grand for a truck I already paid 40 for. I'm not doing it. So that's the main motivation for selling it. And then secondary, I can pay off some debts that I have and be debt free, and that would be always beneficial. So that's kind of the plan for that and this truck and everything. So there is a plan. It's just a matter of when it comes to fruition is really the question. But I like this truck. It's made me a lot of money buying trucks and Jeeps and stuff, and it's been a good truck other than the torque converter exploding and destroying itself. But other than that, it's been a pretty good truck. Brittany's not happy about me selling it, but she understands, so I think we can, once it's sold and my debts are cleared, I don't have anything hanging over my head, then I can save more money and I'll buy another truck to replace it, just not a new one. I'll buy an older truck with low miles on it that's paid off. I'll buy it in cash, and then I can live my best life, basically. So that's the plan. Basically, all this is just a more personal update of what's been going on in the Reckley Traveler's life. There's been obviously lots of personal stuff going on. There's plenty of stuff going on the national scene, but we're not talking about any of that here because this channel's about homespun Willys action and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we don't get political on this channel, and we're not going to. So, basically, I just want to spend some time with you. Basically, just kind of shoot the breeze, as they say. It's a nice day. I'd like to get out on the water. I've been going up to the creek, up in the mountains a lot. Me and my girlfriend been up there swimming, and there's like this just beautiful like memory pool up there in the mountains, and the water's ice cold, and it's real nice to take Ashby, my dog, up there and spend some time up there, have like a picnic and swim and let the dog play. So, and the rest of the time, it's been raining. So, I'm off today because of things outside my control at my job. So hopefully I'll be back to work tomorrow. I don't know. But that's the only reason I'm filming this in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. But yeah, that's basically it. There's not a whole lot to go into more than this. Just kind of a rambling update, personal update. You know, I'm famous for those from time to time. I've gotten a few little, I've gotten quite a few subscribers here lately. So if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you deeply. I've got over 100 videos on this channel, so I hope you enjoy them, watch them. I also have another channel that I've been neglecting called Red Bearded History. There's 2 videos up on that channel. I do have intentions to post more on that channel. I've just been distracted. And so I'm hoping to get some more videos filmed for it. I really enjoy that channel. That channel, we can go into more detail on history and different things. And I want to expand that channel more. This channel, I'm getting more subscribers on, which I'm grateful for. I've been trying to put in more effort to post more reels because they're easier to post, number one, and number two, more people see them, which draws more people to the channel, gets the word out more about the channel and what kind of the BS that we do here. And so that's kind of the whole idea with posting more reels. It appears as though I have a axle seal maybe leaking on the CJ5 here, which I hope is not the case because I don't want to do that. But that front knuckle looks awful moist. I need to check the Earl in that front differential, I suppose. I noticed it the other day, but it looks old, so I don't know. Is the passenger side like this? I'm sorry, I'm distracted. No, the passenger side is not like this. Huh. I need to check that oil in that front differential and make sure it's got some Earl in it, because I might be running it dry. I don't know, I just now noticed that. Anyway, I've never changed one of those seals. It's behind that knuckle assembly, that open knuckle thing, so I don't know. Take a look at this, if you would. See that in there? Looks awful moist. But that's generally not a good sign when there's that level of moisture. It's generally not good. Let's set you down if I can. Generally that's not good. I don't see it. It looks old though. So I guess I don't know anything about it, so I could be off base, but I'm pretty sure you'd have to pop both of those ball joints out, slide that whole assembly off, pull the axle out, take the seal out, put the seal in, put the axle back in, then reassemble. Never actually done that on one like this before. Never had one go leaking like that before. So there's that. That's pretty cool. Like I say, we don't have to worry about that right now. I'll just keep some Earl in it. When it starts leaking worse, then we'll worry about it then. As you can tell, I'm sweating right now because it is rather humid. Anyway, I am the Wreck Lake Traveler. I appreciate you watching this rambling, incoherent video. I know most of mine are like that. But it's hard to always want to film something. Not everything's going to be high energy. Like I've always said in my other videos, the reality of owning a Jeep or any antique vehicle is it's gonna break down, and you're gonna have to work on it a lot. And the replacement parts sometimes aren't always the best. You know, we know that with the Napa fuel pumps that I put on this Jeep, how many of those kept failing. So there's all kinds of facets that go along with this, but it is worth it in the end. But the CJ5's in better shape than it certainly was when I got it. I think, hopefully, most of y'all would agree with that. It was in pretty rough shape when the Wreck Lake Traveler found it. So, I'm happy with where it's at. I drive it quite regularly now. I've drove it to work several times, drive it up the mountains, doing, 30, 40, 50 miles at a time with it, and it does fine. It does absolutely everything I want it to do. So, need to get some windshield wipers on the sucker. But I am the Wreck Lake Traveler, and until next time, until the next video, just remember, it's Willys for life, it's Jeep for life, AMC for life, and the Wreck Lake Traveler loves you deeply. Always remember that. You're always welcome on my channel. As long as you're not an asshat, you're welcome on my channel. And I want you to comment, like, and share, and all that jazz, all that stuff. And just remember, if you got that Jeep out the shed, and you're wondering on whether or not it's worth fixing it, it is. It is worth fixing it. Go fix it. Get the parts. Acquire them. Drive it. Use it. Enjoy it. Do what a Jeep was meant to do. Not drive around in a mall parking lot, but off-road it. Go camping. Go fishing. Do whatever. Just get the Jeep out and drive it. It will make your life better. It is pure. It is an enjoyable experience. Yeah, buddy, get it. Yeah, woo, get it. Yeah, yeah, Willys. Yeah, buddy. It's an old boat made in Nashville, Tennessee, right there. Yeah, buddy.